Hi everybody, welcome to Active Self Protection Extra. Today we are going to use a little bit of technology to self-coach, and I want to talk about using things like a tablet or a smartphone to record yourself so that you can give yourself some coaching and get better in fewer reps. The new Mantis X10 firearms performance system has all the goodness of the original, plus holster draw analysis and recoil analysis. It's a fantastic upgrade and I recommend it highly. So I want to say thank you to Mantis X for sponsoring these videos. Guys, they have been the sponsor of these videos literally for years, and we're our very first sponsor at Active Self Protection, have always been incredible to us and always helped us along the way. And I think they make shooters much better, much quicker now with tools like the X10, with the Blackbeard, with the Laser Academy, fantastic tools. So go get them, guys. I use them all the time. Now then, let's talk about using a tool like a tablet, this is an iPad, or your smartphone in order to get better by recording yourself shooting. Now, I'm gonna tell you that this won't help you too much if you don't know what you're doing. And since the vast majority of people have only had their license to carry class if they carry a firearm, and only something like 1% of people every year go and take a class beyond their license to carry class, which is not a shooting class, does not teach you the mechanics of shooting, they have a very hard time understanding what they're doing wrong and how to improve it. But if you're in that 1% and you have taken a class, then, and you've been given some feedback by your instructor. Say, for instance, you are dipping your head real far, or you're really, pulling your shoulder up on the draw or something like that. You can then use something like this to take video of yourself doing the thing. And in the process, you can coach yourself by watching yourself on video. And then you can watch yourself improve in that area and really focus on it because you know somebody's watching. It's kind of a psychological trick. So I'm gonna tell you something that I have been working on. I have this habit, I got a very still draw. I've really worked hard to get that still draw. It's what gets me under, a sub-second draw to first shot when I'm moving at kind of stupid human trick speed. But one of the things that I tend to notice is I tend to dip my head a little bit, not a ton, but I tend to dip just a little bit so I'm not looking through the center of my eyes. And that's a bad habit. When it's time to shoot, bring the gun to your eyes and go to work, right? That's one of the things that we say all the time. And I catch myself with this little dip. And I've seen myself doing it on video, so I want to show you kind of how I'm working to improve that here in dry fire. So as always, we verify and double check. You can see there in the handgun, we have a barrel block in there. We don't have a magazine in the gun, so we verified dry because we're in the dry fire dojo. Remember, always keep firearms pointed in the direction of least consequence. Always keep your finger high and in register until you made the decision to fire, and always keep your firearms unloaded until they're in use. Those are our 3 rules of safe firearms handling, apply all the time in any place. And so we are using our dry fire dojo here. These are cabinets filled with books that would stop a bullet if we were doing all that stuff. We've got redundant safety here. I'd recommend you do too. So I've set my iPad just off camera here so that I can see all of me. And here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to actually set it to record so that you can see me checking through my screen is what I wanna show you. But I'm just gonna hit the record button, and here's all I'm going to do. I'm gonna do several draws while I'm trying to keep my nose pointed at the target, keep my eyes very steady, and I'm gonna do so at a very sedate pace. I'm gonna do so at a pace that I am paying attention. So we go between the attention state and the intention state. In the attention state, we're paying attention to our mechanics. In the intention state, we are trying to accomplish our ends. And right now I'm paying attention. So this is the attention state. So here I am. So all I'm gonna do here, I am at the equivalent of 7 yards. I am going to simply, you're gonna see this on camera, I'm gonna try to keep my head nice and still. While I start from here, draw the gun, keep my head up, and get a shot in the A zone. Safely, carefully holster. Okay. Set myself up in my place. Okay, from our hands up position. Head is up, nice and steady. Yep, saw my sights, let it fly. Good, we're gonna do that in another couple times. Good, with just a touch more speed there. I felt just a little inclination to drop my head, but I'm gonna keep that up here. Felt like that one was pretty good. One more from here. Good, felt really good about that one. And one more. All right, so now what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna stop this, and then I'm going to take a look. I wanna go back on my video here, and I just wanna see what it's doing. So I'm gonna come back here, All right, let's see. I'm looking at my nose is what I'm looking at here. Is my nose staying in spot? And you can see that it is because it's kind of even with my top molding of my patio door there. My nose is kind of even with that. And you can see that it stayed in that place. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. That means I kept my head up. Let's see what this next one looks like. Again, sedate. I'm not going quickly. Same place. My head didn't dip there. Exactly. Really like that one. Okay, so it looks like I'm actually doing the things that I want to do. Maybe the tiniest dip there, and that's kind of what I said when I did it, right? Pretty good. Moving with a touch more speed. Okay, let's see this last one. I actually really like those. So I feel like my work that I've been doing to try to kind of get rid of that is actually having a difference. I'm leaning back the tiniest bit there, tiniest bit, but really kind of no big deal. Okay, let's see it again. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm actually put it on the clock and I'm going to get just a little bit faster. Now I'm also right here going to use this time my Mantis, and I'm going to use that in the holster draw analysis. And what that holster draw analysis is going to do for me is it is going to give me the ability to then time those draws. So I'm going to operate a couple very deliberately, and then I'm going to speed up and get going a little bit faster. Okay, this says I got a left-handed P30. Let's go ahead and record that as well so that y'all get to see it. All right, got to holster the fire. Head up. Let's start. Slow because I double clutched it, but fairly deliberate.
Stand by.
I think that was good. I barely caught a glimpse of my circle. That's okay. Would have been a borderline Alpha Charlie.
Stand by.
Gun was coming up nice and high. I don't know if I dipped my head there or not. We'll have to see. Let's keep our head up. We're just working on keeping our head up.
Stand by.
That was actually good. It was a little below my eyesight, actually. Just barely caught a glimpse of my dot. Okay, it's right here.
Stand by.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good draw.
Stand by.
Okay, I really actually like that one. I think I'm keeping that up. All right, stop. So let's look. We're running around 1-1-1-1s there most of that time. You could see that here. We could see we're running 1-1-1-2, something like that. And so let's take a look at what the video shows. And then let's take a look here together, because you guys have kind of got to see it in this, but I want to see it. Okay, well, let's see. First draw, nose came down just, this far. Okay, not bad. When I started working, I wasn't working at super speed there. Let's see what we've got the next one. Just a touch, still tiniest bit. At the end of the day, it becomes hard to kind of weed that last bit out, but I'm gonna have to keep working on that, of just seeing it. So you can see my nose there right at the top of the doorway, and it's dipping just the tiniest bit. I think that might be just the tiniest bit of body movement, actually more than head movement, but we'll see. I wanna see if the rest of my body is what's doing that here. The rest of my body's really rock solid. That particular draw was rock solid too. My head stayed nice and high. Yeah, so you can see there just the tiniest bit still. So this is what I'm working on, right? And so this is what these kind of tools can help you. So if you got a tablet, now again, I bought this tripod here for about 20 bucks on Amazon, and that can really help you if you want to use that. You don't have to use it though. You could prop it up on a bookshelf or, put it in front of you like that or something. What you're trying to do is to watch yourself once you know what you're working on. For me right now, my nose is dipping a little bit and I'm trying to keep that chin up and bring the gun to me, because that'll make me faster at the end of the day. Wasn't working at super high speeds today because I'm working on technique. I'm working more in the attention stage than the intention stage. So I'm not letting my hands fly while I focus on my head. When you start letting your hands fly, some of those other things, you do that kind of at the end. But I'll guarantee you, if you use something like this, something like a kind of a training tool, like tablet or a smartphone, something like that. Do a little videotaping of yourself this week. Give yourself some tips and get better.